Hey guys, and welcome to USUK's The Weekly Bazaar. I'm your host, Alex Whiteley, and you know what? The Weekly Bazaar is taking a little bit of a turn for the, I've changed things up a bit. Me, Lucy, and Shane, we're great. We're good friends still, but them guys have stepped away from the show. But they're good. They're fine. I was speaking to Lucy the other night. We're all good. But it gave me an opportunity to do something I've always wanted to do with this show, and that's to bring in people from all around the world. And we're going to be doing that with this new version of the Weekly Bazaar called the Weekly Bazaar Podstars. And it's a two-man job, definitely a two-man job. And I'm going to bring him in, the guy with a better beard than me. Can you believe it? USUK's very own Mr. Tom Stevens. Hey.
Hey.
Welcome to the Bazaar, man. Welcome to the Bazaar.
Thank you. Now doing double duty. I love it. I also remember how much Lucy used to class the place up, so I've come and classed the place up as well. I thought I'd bring some wine with me. Some red wine. I don't even like wine. Fuck it.
I got the Doom Bar, so cheers. Oh, Doom Bar.
Here we go. 2021, mate. New Weekly Bazaar.
We're still going to be running the show very much the same, so please chime in with your comments. Any puns? We like puns on the show, by the way, so make sure you keep them coming. But yeah, this show is going to be accompanied by a podcaster from around the world, and our first podcaster to join us on Podstars, all the way from Ontario, Canada, is Sean Lawler. Thank you very much for joining us, Sean. Yay. Has he frozen? As it started off, the way it looks like it started off. How's it going? Somebody poke him with a stick.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello,
Is he there? Is he there? Ooh, I don't know.
Oh,
he's there. No. Yeah.
Oh, there I am. There we go.
Yeah.
Hey. There he is. Oh, that's the typical USUK way,
Right.
that is. We don't do
Can you hear
things
me now?
playoffs. I can hear you, yeah. I can. Thank you for joining us, Sean. This is all new for us. Very familiar, but very new at the same time, And you're coming from Canada. How are things for you over there? All right?
They're not too bad. It's a little warmer today. 0 degrees Celsius, the right degree. Not this Fahrenheit shit that America has.
Nice. See, my co-host Tom Bruno is from Vermont, and whenever I'm complaining about, it's spitting outside, it's spitting, it's so inconvenient. I wore a light jacket and I definitely needed a coat. He's like, Whiteley, and he'll just record himself jumping up to his balls in snow, because that's what it's, he's literally done that before. Crazy how our worlds are different, right? And how are things for you guys in Canada at the moment? Obviously, we're all witnessing this crazy shit that's going on in America right now. Is it affecting you guys? There's a lot of Americans in Canada that are kind of like, oh man, I need to go back home. Shit's happening. Or are you guys kind of like,
the Americans that are up here are hiding.
Oh, okay.
But there are Canadians that do believe in MAGA. It's an article came out today that one of our members of parliament in Manitoba had photos with a camo MAGA hat on, and she's denying that it's her.
Wow. How backwards do you have to be in Canada and be like, make America great again? That makes no sense at all.
Yeah, like it's Alberta loves America because of the oil.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Yeah. But still, it's a bit of a shit show. And our hearts go out to any Americans that have been affected by this today, which is pretty much every American, really. Nobody wants to see that shit going on. So we're here today to distract you guys from that with some great news. We've had a couple of comments in already. Jacques Mioff is back. Yeah. We love you, Jacques Mioff.
Bonjour, Jacques.
He says, good evening, guys. And the great and powerful Graham Arnold says, welcome, eh?
Welcome, eh?
Welcome, eh? We're huge fans of the Great White North. We're big Kevin Smith fans, and obviously he's made a couple of Canada-centric movies up there. We're going to start off this gathering today with a new segment that I like to call the Story of the Week. So this is a first off story that we can talk about amongst ourselves. And it's this guy. Has anybody seen this guy popping up in the news everywhere? Okay. So it says here, Denmark launches a children's TV show about a man with a giant penis. It says critics condemn the idea of an animated series about a man who cannot control his penis, but others have backed it. This is hilarious. So it's like the Denmark version of BBC. Where is the link? Has launched this kids TV show.
Government funded?
I don't know if it's government funded, but it's definitely. I've lost the link to the story. I've definitely had it open at some point. But yeah,
because the CBC in Canada is government funded.
Oh right, okay. So I think no, I think it's similar to the BBC.
So has it received absolutely no backlash at all, like whatsoever?
I think so. I think there's been people that's been like, but then there's some people like, yeah, it's just.
Oh no, the CBC, yeah.
CBBS.
I have just in my head. I have the concept of like a straw. Do you know how like, someone's having a little drink and like something comes out the background, like another straw comes in? I just vision this penis coming in and being like, just start sucking out all the drink.
Well, I am struggling to find the link. I think I put it in the USUK group about 3 days ago, and we've had lengthy conversations between now and then. But yeah, there's been a few people that are kind of like, oh well, whatever. And there's some people are outraged by it. I'm going to try and find the link. If you guys feel the air for me while I do that.
Is it like South Park?
No. It's aimed between 4 and 8
year olds. Because if it's like South Park, then it's like whatever. If it's on at 11. Whoa!
It's aimed for kids. It's aimed for kids.
Yeah.
What? Really?
Yes, between 4 and 8 year olds. This is aimed for.
I guess it's to destroy any like anatomy stigma. So it's like whatever. Like everybody's got whatever. But that's nuts.
I like the fact that the swimsuit stretches with his penis. It doesn't just go. It's just like helping some old llady across the street. With
He's not actually naked, guys.
Yeah.
We actually don't see any penis.
Yeah. I'm trying. I will find this link so.
Well, it is like the female superheroes in cartoons. You don't see the boobs because they're covered, but it's like there's. You see the shape.
One of my greatest podcasting moments was when I said we used to play a game called What the Wish, and we used to do lots of improv games and stuff, and somebody asked me what superpower I'd like, and I said stretchy penis, and they were like, oh yeah, got a small dick, have you? And I was like, no, right? So can you imagine, right, saving some Confederate flag waving MAGA motherfucker, the FAG is in his dictionary and he uses it every single day without any, and he's fallen off a cliff, right? And I save that guy with my stretchy penis, and I bring him up from the cliff, and he's got tears from his eyes because I've just saved his life, and I wipe that tear away with my giant bell end, and he's got to go home and explain how I saved his life with my.
I was lynched into it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's. Where the fuck is this link? Anyway, it's a big story. I'm going to move on because I can't find the link.
Take my strong ball.
Let's have one more look at him. It says John Dillermand has an extraordinary penis. So extraordinary, in fact, that it can perform rescue operations, etch murals, hoist a flag, and even steal ice cream for children from children.
God. It's almost
not for children, from children.
It's a pedographic channel. I don't know what pedographic is. I don't know what that word. I just made it up.
Shane Chebsey pops in. Old Bizarrian. Bizarrian? Does that work? I don't know. I guess so. It says, yo, guys, looking sexy. Nice to see you, Shane. Hope you're doing well. Graham Arnold puts, obviously my short visit to Denmark inspired the masses. Left a long-lasting impression.
Graham, that it did.
And Graham Arnold says, you should see the female version. She has giant flappy fanny flaps and can fly. Okay, I made that up, but gender equality. Come on, guys. And Jacques Mioff says, can we swap Sandy Toksvig for the huge penis guy? Okay, I love it. I think it's great. I hope it does really well and it becomes like the new Pingu.
So imagine the females like the Dumbo. Done by 5 years.
It's Dumbo with a different body part.
Yeah.
I can fly. He's like a helicopter. Like,
Yeah. Just, it's like led backwards. Yeah.
Yeah, go, big dick chopper. Okay, so Sean, we asked you to bring a couple of stories. I'm going to choose one of the stories that you brought up, and we're going to talk about it. Okay, I like this. Let's start off strong with this doozy right here. A UK man changed his name to Celine Dion after getting drunk and watching her concert. It says here
Phenomenal.
The UK superfan says he's not in a huge rush to change it back. He's like, whatever. And this is a great story. It's from the Huffington Post. So when something's in the Huffington Post, you kind of like, you don't know kind of how.
Do you know how much fun they could have with it though? Is they could literally be like, do you know, Celine Dion's in Asda. People are like, what? And it's like obviously running down. It's just like, right, mate, you're okay. How you doing? I'm Celine. Yeah, you're all right.
Yeah, and I love the story because it was UK with a Canadian singer, so I was like, perfect first story for the USUK podcast.
Yeah.
With a French Canadian singer. That makes a difference, right? That does make a difference in Canada.
Well, in this circumstance, because you're from the UK, I'm Canadian.
I know, but I mean, like, okay. So my wife worked as an au pair in Canada for a year, and she was saying, like, you know, sometimes there's a bit of tension between the French Canadians and the non-French Canadians. Is that true, or is that maybe something from a few years ago that doesn't exist anymore?
Oh, no, it's still going on. That's been like
Really?
since the 80s. They've wanted to separate from Canada, but they don't seem to understand that they don't have a economy without our country funding their economy. So they want to leave but keep our money.
A bit like what we were talking about on Wednesday.
Yeah,
TS with
yeah.
the old Scotland. The CTS there is Scottish, and he's kind of like, yeah, we want to be independent. I'll be like, with what money? You know,
Yeah.
I'm rooting for you. All right. Anyway,
Sure,
a UK
Yeah,
man
now
falling.
talking about exiting too.
Really? maybe Canada and Scotland can
has their oil
fuck off
economy
together.
system.
His face. Right, anyway, a UK man formerly known as Thomas Dodd has reportedly changed his name to Celine Dion, and it's all coming back to him now. Fuck's sake. As to how it happened, Dodd told local news outlet Birmingham Live that he had a few too many beverages while watching a recording of Celine Dion concert and fled to change his name as a result. I'm slightly obsessed with her, he says. I'm not going to lie. He said of the Quebec superstar singer, during lockdown, I've been watching a lot of live concerts on the TV. I can only think I've been watching one of hers and I've had a great idea after a few drinks. That's quite good, that was. That wasn't bad. You like that?
I want to know what drinks.
Yeah, I'd like that. Does he elaborate? The 30-year-old hospitality worker could have been, man. It could have been the other way with Jamie. Jamie's from Birmingham. He was a hospitality worker, and this did happen.
So,
Jamie, I'm just saying, like, you know, it would be amazing to have Celine Dion as part of the.
We'll get a lot more listeners. Well, probably a lot of the older generation, but still.
Dodd, or should we say Dion, says he received the official paperwork in the mail a few days after Christmas and apparently paid £89, which is 150 euros in Canadian dollars. Yeah, for the change, as well as multiple copies of the letter proving it's real. So yeah, what's the most fucked up like thing that you've done? That you've woken up to, like when you've had a few drinks. Like, have you guys got any stories about anything that you've done like crazy like that? No,
not to that level. No,
not to that level. Man, that is
unfortunately, yeah. I woke up in a parking lot.
Really? I did wake. I woke up
Yeah,
in a bush once. Oh, I think there's a bit of a time delay.
Been there.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny it's not funny at the time. I woke up. I had like a thin t-shirt on, some white jeans. I woke up white jeans. Yeah, that's how long ago this was. And I woke up in a bush. I had attempted to walk home from the nightclub, like probably sat somewhere and thought I'll have a cigarette as a break, and just fell asleep. Woke up in the bush. Phenomenal. But I didn't change my name to fucking Celine Dion though. That's the point I'm trying to make is that's pretty fucking crazy.
I mean, I love you, Alex Sanchez, but I wouldn't change my name to yours.
But obviously the Alex Sanchez thing's different because that's cool as fuck and it's premeditated. My wife is from Colombia and she changed her name from Sanchez to Whiteley, and I was kind of like, what the fuck did I do that for? Alex Sanchez is a cool name to have.
Yeah,
that's a running joke.
Way better.
Yeah, a few comments have come in, and Graham says, "Don't judge me, my heart will go on." He says French Canadian just means they're living somewhere shit, and it's a reflex action like we simply must be somewhere shit, like in France. What the fuck, Graham? Are you okay?
Jacques won't be happy at all.
Jacques won't be happy at all. What the fuck was that all about? Jacques Jacques Mioff says Celine Dion is on the verge of buying the Montreal Canadiens because she wants to ruin more than just music. Is that true? Is she going to buy a hockey team?
She has enough money, but it's a beer company owns it right now, so I don't have much money.
She went weird like last year, didn't she? She started like doing like was it like satanic baby clothes and shit like that? She was doing crazy like weird satanic themed clothes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a story. I'll tell you what.
I don't really keep up to date with my Celine Dion news, to be honest with you, mate. So,
TS, do you want to do your story? And then,
I'm good.
I'm going to look for this Celine Dion shit whilst you do your story, which is the this one here. I think it's hilarious. A naked fugitive rescued from tree by fishermen. The man was covered in mud, cuts, and insect bites, and he said he had lived off snails for 4 days. What the fuck is this all about, TS?
So basically, two fishermen in Australia were setting crab traps from their dinghy in a swamp when they heard these shouts from somewhere in the foresty area and found a naked guy in a tree. So they said that they could hear him shout for help as they were setting crab traps on the dinghy in their swamp. His name was Luke Voskorensky. He was covered in mud, cuts, insect bites. He begged them for a drink of clean water as he'd been living off snails for 4 days.
Wow.
He'd apparently been using his clothes for bits and pieces along the way.
So that's toilet paper.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, he took a lot of shits.
The fisherman said it made absolutely no sense to us. He had made a nest up in a tree, and he was only laying a meter above the water where there were crocs swimming around him.
I love that they showed the picture of him in the article, like naked.
Yeah, but like blurred out the bits he don't want to see.
It's like, what? Not like how he is now, when he was naked.
In case you want to know what a naked man in the tree looks like, here you go. But basically, they thought he'd been on a massive New Year binge when actually he had escaped police custody. He was on bail for being charged with armed robbery, multiple aggravated assaults, deprivation of liberty, and stealing. He had actually removed his electronic monitoring device to evade the police, and that's how he ended up in a tree.
Can we play this video? Do you reckon it's blurred out? It's not going to be. Not going to get us kicked off.
No, I think it should be all right.
You can't hear what they're saying.
Fucking crikey, mate! Look at the fucking state of him. Fucking naked, stuck in a fucking tree, mate.
And the river's right there. Probably Crocs just circling.
Crazy.
Dinner.
I mean, again. Somebody's obviously he's got fucked up, and then found himself in a tree, and he's woken up and he's gone. This fucking alligator. Exactly. Oh, what is it? An unfortunate circumstance to find yourself.
Well, the fishermen said they were going to visit him in hospital, so they found out he was running from the law, so they decided it was a bad idea and didn't go.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that too, wouldn't you?
Fucking brilliant.
I mean, like of situations to find. This is going to be the theme of today's show: is situations you find yourself in when you fucked up. I've got a similar situation of people doing dumb shit, and this next story is I saw it and it was like it's in the Shropshire Star. I was like, wow, that's where I'm from. And then I read it and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake! It says here. This is the world's unluckiest burglars that were arrested after accidentally calling 999. 2 men were arrested in Stoke-on-Trent after one of them accidentally sat on his phone and called the police.
That's phenomenal. Of all the numbers to butt dial, that is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be? I thought it'd be like a mash. So like 95246, you know what I mean? Rather than, in a certain area, it might hit 9 3 times.
Well, there is the thing you can press on your phone for emergencies, isn't there? The SOS.
You still have to dial it in, don't you?
Ice or something like that, yeah.
I think on iPhones, if you swipe up, there's like an SOS thing you can press. And that's probably what they've done. I've got a story here. We can read it together. Let's read it together.
Let's do it.
Let's do things together.
Story
time. Okay, here it is. You got the whole screen here because I like to do shit like this. You see all my tabs open. Look, there's no porn or anything like that. But it says here the 2 men were arrested in Stoke-on-Trent after one of them accidentally sat on the phone, called the police. The world's unluckiest burglars have been arrested after accidentally calling the police on themselves. Staffordshire police arrested the 2 men from Middleport area of Stoke-on-Trent on suspicion of burglary. They fucking rang the police while they were doing it. How can it be suspicion of burglary? You literally rang them up and went, "Yeah, mate, when we sell this TV, how much drugs are you gonna buy?" You know. And there's a tweet. I know, yeah. And there's a tweet here that says, I think we've just arrested the world's unluckiest burglars. Whilst committing a burglary, one of the bungling burglars has accidentally sat on his phone. He's only sat on his fucking phone, isn't he? Called dialed 999. We received a long detail. We received a call detailing all of their antics up to the point of hearing our patrols arrive to arrest them. Wow.
I want to hear the other 10 takes that they would have written off the air.
I love that at the end. I love the fact that I've got internet now. I can do stuff like that. Okay, that's people being stupid. Okay, that seems to be a running theme of today's show. Yeah. And we have so it's we got another story from you, Sean. Actually, let's have a look at this one. Yeah. This is actually something I thought was really funny because it's something that we've covered before on the Weekly Bazaar, and it's a porch pirate foiled by the most Canadian of anti-theft devices, the snowbank. I think you're going to have to explain this to us, Sean. What's a snowbank? What's that all about?
So when snow falls, sometimes it collects, and especially when the snowplows go by, I think you used those like 4 years ago in the UK, maybe. You get what's called a snowbank where it piles up. And it's on like the grassy area out beside driveways and stuff like that. So he backed up, turned too early on the backup, got up there, and his drive car, the front wheels were in the air. And he kept hitting the gas, and the guy filming him's like, "Hey buddy, you're a front wheel drive. You probably want to get those on ground first. Would you like a shovel?" And meanwhile, his wife has called the police on him.
It's the most Canadian thing ever. Shall we see if we can watch the video? Because I don't know if they're going to have a device on it. But let's share screen again. We're going to go here. At this point, I have used porn between this and the last one. No, let's stop that. Let's see if we can get
NSFW.
Okay, so there we go. Sharing this. Let's see if we can play the video. Yeah.
That's done. You're done.
Brilliant.
You're done. Cops is
Absolutely.
coming.
So the listeners at home that aren't watching, a guy's trying to steal this guy's Amazon package. He gets caught. He runs to his car, reverses, like Sean says, driven up a bank of snow, and he's just stuck. He's stuck. This car's suspended in the air on snow, and he's fucked. And he's literally trying to dig his car out whilst the wheels are going. He's not the smartest guy ever, is he? Because if he does manage to get that car out, it's going to get...
The wheels are not spinning anywhere.
I drive in the standard, so I was like, why is his tire still moving? My wife's like, it's an automatic, I think. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Number. I don't know the number.
Oh, we're getting that. Yeah, we're going to... I'm going to watch this whole thing. I'm going to narrate it. So this guy's desperate. He's still trying to get away. He's still there. This video's been going on for a good minute 10, and he's still trying to dig his car out while the wheels are spinning towards him. Whilst the people just stood there, bemused, filming him.
I was spitting to the ground.
Yeah. Well, this is Canada. They probably offer you a hot drink and discussion about where you went wrong.
So do you get arrested if you steal Amazon packages in Canada then? Because here, no one gives a fuck.
Well, apparently in America, you can storm Capitol buildings and nothing really matters.
Want me to get you a shovel?
Oh, he fucked.
Unfortunately, you'll see at the end of the video how the police treat him.
The police have now turned up. They've slammed it. They took him out. They put him on the back of the vehicle. Like, you're going to jail, eh? There we go. Fantastic.
Yes, we have cars, not moose.
I love that you brought some Canadian-centric news, though, because it's nice to sample that. And, I think in the UK, you'd have had, correct me if I'm wrong, Tom, you'd have had all the neighbours would have been out the window. Oh, he's a fucking knob, isn't he? No, they'd have all been filming. There'd have been people walking past. They might have even got punched, There'd have been people throwing things at the car. It would have been it would have been like, fucking hell, turn off the TV, Sandra. We've got some action outside. That's far better than anything you're going to see on TV.
Terrorise the shit out of him.
Exactly. We've got a couple more comments. Ryan Berger, who's on the show.
Hey.
He says, I think I'd rather be named Celine Dion over wearing white pants. Me too. Now that I think about it. And Ryan Berg says, do you not have real snowfall in the UK?
Not in Cheltenham, we don't. We have fucking nothing here because I think we're like a valley ditchy bit. We get nothing.
Not like you guys do in America. No, not at all. We do have like the winters that do fuck shit up, and snowbanks are everywhere. We get snowbanks too then. But the problem is in the UK, today it snowed, and the news lines read weather warning, heavy snow blizzards on their way. It's literally just snowed for an hour, and that was the news lines. Weather warnings.
Yeah, it's like a millimetre left.
Sean's pissing himself because he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Yeah. So yeah.
Well, I said, but in Britain they close the schools, they close work, they do everything. Whereas Canadians just go, "Yeah, so just another day for us, eh?" Like the spark shoveling like in 45 fucking 60 centimetre fucking metre fucking thick snow. Then it's like wading through, like, yes, another day, eh? We're just gonna keep going. Whereas Britain's like, ah.
Airports closed and everything. Like, I think somebody did explain to me the difference between, say, our kind of snow and the snow you'd get in places, I don't know, like Sweden or Canada or, these places that are used to having snow. Apparently it's more compact. It's genuinely a drier, more compact snow, whereas the snow in the UK is slush and wet and can cause damage, which is why we close a lot of shit and we panic and stuff, I don't know. It's still
justification.
No, ours goes through that too, though. Like right now, we got like 2 meter. Like we probably had a couple meters of snowfall over the last couple weeks, and then it's now 0, so it's melting, creating ice everywhere, and it's going to go to like -10 in a day or two and freeze all the ice.
Yeah. I found this story, by the way, about Celine Dion, but it's got pictures of kids on it. I know it's on the newspapers and stuff like that, but yeah, I'm not going to share it. You just have to, she released a load of like rubber clothes with like crosses and shit on there that were like gender neutral. There you go for kids,
Right.
which is cool. Adam Weaver, hello, says Thomas.
You spelled my name wrong, but you're right, Ad.
That reminded me of the IT crowd. Father. Okay. So we've done another Canada story. TS, you've got one more story to bring.
Mate, this is delicious.
This is great. And here we go. What's this you brought, Tom?
Adolf Hitler elected in Namibia's local council elections, but has no plans for world domination.
What the fuck?
Mr. Unona was given the unfortunate name by his dad, who did not realise who Hitler was or what he stood for.
Bullshit. Every day, I'm going to call that bullshit.
Oh, a man named after Adolf
No,
Hitler has.
I can see that happening.
Really?
You just have to know history. Germany invaded Africa with the French. They fought over Africa during World War II at the same time, or just after. So there's a lot of Germans in Africa. So Namibia must be a German colony.
He is spot on.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
That's in the article. But yeah, Sean, you smashed it out of the park, mate. He prefers to be called Mr. Unona, as he has, despite his unfortunate namesake, he has no plans to take over the world. Speaking to the German news website Bild, he said his father gave him the name without understanding who the Nazi leader was or what he stood for, as Namibia is a former German colony.
Connolly.
So, yeah, colony.
It's a great Connolly.
So it's not unusual for streets, places, or people to have German names over there.
Aye. Yeah, fucking right, get it.
It was a perfectly normal name for me when I was a child, he said. It wasn't until I grew older that I realized this man wanted to subjugate the whole world and killed millions of Jews.
A little bit unfortunate, gonna say.
It doesn't mean that I'm striving for world
Didn't age
domination.
well.
No. When asked why he didn't change his name, he said it was too late to do so, adding that he also does not use his full name on social media accounts or in public, only on official documents.
But can you imagine being in the post office queue and going, "All right, darling, what's your surname? Can I get a name for you?" And he's like, "Adolf Hitler." Come on now. This
You
is
could
what
just
don't be
never
silly.
move.
Exactly. That's it.
That is just sensational.
Oh, Adolf Hitler. Oh. I mean,
He's
is it a
taking
case
back
of-
the name.
you can't though. Can you take that back? I don't think you can. It's untakebackable.
Could a Jewish person?
I don't know, man. You'd have to Jew the fuck up every time you say your name was Adolf Hitler, wouldn't you? Because you couldn't be like, "I'm Adolf Hitler," and they'd be like, "That's really inappropriate." And every time you'd have to go, "But I'm a Jew."
Adolf Hitlerstein?
Oh god, we got some more comments off. Adam Weaver says, "Well, I've only known you for 15 years. Give me a break." What the fuck about the Adolf Hitler story? And he says, "Imagine if someone just joined live stream and then caught Tom laughing at killing a million Jews with no context." That's not what we're laughing at all.
No,
Stop
the shit
it,
would have gone
people.
down.
Shit would have gone down. It would have.
Yeah.
So nobody record that and then replay it out of context.
Adam,
Please.
I know your game, Weaver.
Okay, so that is all of our stories. There is a Science with Alex segment at the end, but we're going to break into something we used to play on What's the Difference, but we're going to play it every week now here on the Weekly Bizarre Podstars with our very special podcasting guest, and that is, of course, the Gauntlet.
All right.
That works so well. The Gauntlet. Sorry. Sean's like, these guys are professionals, aren't they? I don't know.
Yeah. What the fuck's this all about?
And what we tend to do is we have 3 rounds for you, and the reactions from people that are watching the show right now. If you're watching the Freak Show right now, we want thumbs up, we want thumbs down, we want laughing faces, we want lots of reactions during the Gauntlet, and we'll judge, we'll kind of gauge this on how people react. So 3 rounds. 1 is the inanimate object round. I'm going to give you 1 object to talk about for a full minute. Non-stop. You can give it a story, you can talk about its history, whatever it is. Just don't stop talking for a minute. We then have the speed round, which we have 50 questions for you to get through in 2 minutes. It's impossible, but you got to try as fast as you can to get as many questions answered. And then we have the what the fuck is that round, where I give you 10 pictures for you to try and describe what they are to TS without them seeing. Okay, so round number 1, which is the inanimate object round. I am going to get. Are you okay for this, Sean? Are you all right with this? You raring to go?
Yeah. Me and my 15 megabytes per second will try and keep up.
Okay. Okay, so we have the inanimate object round. I'm going to pull up a stopwatch. Unless, TS, have you got a stopwatch?
Already on it, mate. Already on it.
You fucking beautiful bastard. Okay, here we go. Your object to talk about for a whole minute is this. Can you see that?
Sean?
A blank screen.
A blank screen.
A bell that you ring. It's in hotel lobbies. Can I not talk about what it actually is called?
You tell what it is. Talk about it. Yeah, just don't stop talking.
Go nuts.
Yeah, so the hotel ring, it's obnoxious. When I hate ringing it when I'm at stores, I will do everything I can to get somebody's attention without ringing that damn fucking bell, because it just feels like the most obnoxious thing. Like, ding, 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 come fucking serve me. I want to speak to the manager. Ding, ding, ding. So, like, I've literally, like, knocked on doors, called down hallways, like, done everything I can not to talk, like, ring that fucking bell. Because I just don't want to do it at all. And you always know the person who rings it, like, you can tell who a person is by how they ring the bell. And how fast they do. Like, if somebody just walks up and rings it, like, without even looking anywhere, like, they just know where the bell is and just ring it, you're like...
Time.
Nice. Well done, man. Well done. That was fantastic. That was really good.
So now you know how long my delay is.
Yeah. Well, this is the next segment is where it's going to get difficult, because we got 2 minutes on the clock then, TS. Now we have I have a random number generator right here. Very long-winded way of doing this, but we're going to do it like this: 1 to 50. I'm going to answer you the questions. You answer them. You know, I'm going to ask you them. You answer them. I ask them. You answer them. Okay. And if you don't want to answer, just pass. But I will give you a number and a question. Okay. You ready?
I will start the time as soon as you start talking, Sean.
And the first question is 35, which is one guilty music pleasure.
I loved disco growing up.
Nice. Your choice of superpower.
Super speed, because I'm really slow.
Okay. 25. PlayStation, Xbox, or Switch?
Xbox.
Xbox. Nice. Come on, you fucker. Oh, I'm going to have to get quick at this. Okay. 50. What did you want to be as a kid?
NBA basketball player.
Nice. One interesting fact about you.
I pass. I don't know.
32. Your dream vacation destination.
Fiji.
Ooh,
Fiji. Nice. That's interesting. And what was your first concert?
Somersault with Our Lady Peace and A Perfect Circle and Foo Fighters.
Nice. One guilty pleasure. Normal guilty pleasure.
I love Keys to the VIP. That's the only reality show I'll watch.
Nice. And 12.
Family Guy.
Family Guy. Nice. Simpsons or Family Guy, that one is. 44. 420.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you think I'm slow?
24 is the best sitcom ever in your eyes.
Freaks and Geeks.
Freaks, nice. Good choice. One lesson 2020 taught you.
Time.
Nice. You can answer that question quickly if you like.
Politics sucks.
Or what?
Politics sucks.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Adam's been answering here as well. So Margaret Ann MacArthur says they're all different, like different times. Adam Weaver says PC. He wants to be a porn star. Nothing. He says he's got 4-foot fingers. That's his first band. He prefers The Simpsons.
Yes.
The American Office is his favorite TV show. Thanks
Cheers,
for joining in with that,
Reeves.
Adam.
Love it.
Yeah, nice.
Thank
I
you.
like that. Okay, so this is another difficult way of doing this, but I think I've got a way around. This is you need all the. Sorry, what was that?
Sean?
The British Office is good too. I like that.
They're both good for their own reasons. I do love the American Office, though. It's on Netflix in the UK now, and they've just taken it off Netflix in America, and everybody's pissed. They're like, "No, why have you done that to us?" Whereas we're like, "Yeah, baby, suck it up." Right, okay. This is the what the fuck is that round? What the fuck is that? So TS, we're gonna need to try and blindfold you somehow because
That's fine.
What you need to do, I'm going to show you 10 pictures, Sean, and you need to try and describe to TS what these are. Can we get extra large icons? There we go.
I'm going to turn around now just in case.
Okay. No looking at mirrors. You need to describe to TS what these are without actually saying what they are. I'm going to give you the choice of where you want to go across the board. So what I'll do is here, I'll share the screen. These are the 10 pictures. You have to try and explain to TS what they are. Can you see them okay?
They're loading.
Okay. It's just loading for a second. What I've done is I've just shared my screen so that... okay. On your marks. I need to get my stopwatch up. Shit.
Yeah, you do.
Quick, Whiteley. Okay. You got 2 minutes. On your marks. Get set. Go. Tell him what they are.
New
Describe
series on Netflix that came out on... Oh. Describe, like, do I pick one and describe it? Like
okay, we'll start again. We'll start again.
So new Netflix series that came out.
Keep going.
Oh yeah, and then so new series that came out, 80s, based on an 80s movie that everybody loves. Bad guy that took out some people, but it.
Pass. Move on. We'll come back to that.
Okay. We've got a detective with a dog. His limbs have superpowers that potentially
Inspector
some people
Gadget?
might like in
Yes,
areas we
Inspector
don't
Gadget.
Yep. American fast food chain with a white racist person that isn't.
KFC.
that is
Yes.
yes. Somebody that really loves a ring that is like just you can't.
Gollum?
That's all he wants.
Yes.
And, yep. Okay. Video game that had a series based out of a Florida city that you could just do some despicable things in.
Grand Theft Auto?
That you just
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
A band that is the name of a action that you do and they paint their faces, and one of them has
Yes.
an appendage.
Yes.
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 Okay. Okay. 80s series about a Japanese art. It's now on Netflix. It moved over from YouTube, and Hilary Swank was in one of the sequels,
Pass.
and nobody
No.
really. Come
Yeah,
on,
yes.
how do you not know this?
Sorry.
A 80s cartoon that Michael Bay destroyed and nobody liked.
Transformers.
That
Yeah, we'll give you that. Right, stop. That's enough time. That's 2 minutes. I'll give you 4 seconds extra. Okay, turn around, TS. You can see what we were trying to show you. You got 4 left to do, Sean.
Close.
So TV.
I'm so sorry.
That's fine. It's hard. It's hard. Like, I'm not very good at stuff like this as well. So, so the TV series that Sean was trying to get was, of course, Cobra Kai. And then you had the beautiful Lady Gaga there. There was a parrot and a violin. So there you go.
I couldn't tell if that was Lady Gaga or Sia.
But you're right. Is that 6 out of 10?
6 out of 10. Well done.
Yeah,
well done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good work, Sean. Good work. Good work.
Right now, what we can do before we get on to
respectable first score.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree. 6 out of 10. I've written it down like in school. You know, I've scored you. I have a couple of bottles of Doom Bar in me, like all teachers do. Oh, fuck this kid, it gets an F. Fucking amazing. Long, lanky prick.
Do you want to get a D, son? Come on.
Fucking hop, skip, and jump. All right. What we do then is I don't know which way order to do this around in because this is a brand new show. Do we do Science with Alex first, or should we let Sean talk about his podcast? I think we do Science with Alex, and then Sean, you can have the remainder
Sean
time
at
to
the
talk
end.
about
Yeah.
what you do. Sure. Okay, so here we go. Moving on to our favourite segment of the show. Here it is.
Grab your thinking caps. It's time for the most popular radio segment on the face of the planet. Welcome to Science with Alex. Hit it. He loves China. He's not a racist. He likes turtles. Only on the USUK Weekly Bazaar.
Fucking love that. Thank you, Andy Imhoff, for making me that. This is the Science with Alex segment on the show. So, of course, I am the most scientifically minded person on the show. TS, what's up?
Imhoff. I want my own music as well, please. We're gonna Imhoff. We're talking. All right. We're talking. Imhoff.
I love that he says USUK.
Yeah, I love that too.
That's how
Andy's
I said
got one
it
of the
at
most.
first.
I mean, it's meant to be what you want it to be, but Andy he's got one of the most sultry voices in podcasts. He's kind of like, oh man, I love you. And no fucking about, there's no voiceover, any voice. That's just how he talks, okay? He's just fucking brilliant. I love it. Okay, Science with Alex is this story this week. It's kind of disappointing me, actually. Ian Malcolm's shaking his head because apparently scientists create the first living robot made from frog stem cells. That's the Ian Malcolm link right there. Because if anybody knows Jurassic Park, life kind of finds a way. This is a hell of an article. It's huge. So I'm just going to pick my favorite bits. By Victor Amondi. There you go.
It's just
Thanks for coming.
mind-blowing. Because, like,
I love science.
how? Because stem cells are living and robots obviously mechanical. So how the fuck have they got a living cell into a mechanical object?
Do you
Well,
not watch
it's-
South Park?
I do watch South
He
Park.
turned it into a restaurant. He took aborted fetuses and turned it into a restaurant.
Sean, you're breaking my balls here. Breaking my balls, Sean. Balls, breaking them.
You guys, I'm going home.
Oh,
Well,
sorry,
let's delve into this article. It says scientists have invented the first ever living robots. The robotic devices are made from embryonic skin and heart cells from frogs. They're known as xenobots, of course. Getting their name from the African clawed frog, Xenopus laevis, whose stem cells are used to make the robots. These species of frogs, this species of frogs is found. Is that grammar? Are found in the streams and ponds of the sub-Saharan Africa, where they search for food. The frogs are renowned for their claws, which they use to tear their food they find. Xenobots developed by scientists from Tufts University and the University of Vermont. Hey, hey, Bruno. Hey, you live in Vermont. Are the first ever robots to be created entirely from living material. The machines are tiny creatures less than a millimeter. Wow. 0.04 inches wide and can walk, swim, survive for weeks without food, and work together in groups. They, however, can't evolve or recreate. Fuck off! Can they not create? Have you not seen? Oh, that's what's unique about these creatures is they can heal by themselves when wounded.
Oh shit!
Wolverine.
Oh,
Holy fuck, man!
well, that's it, guys. It's nice knowing you. Like, you think COVID's bad? Wait till we've got fucking mutant ninja frogs attacking us. Like, they don't die. They don't need to eat. Teenage Mutant Ninja Toad.
It's Froganello. Toadiel.
It says here these robots don't look anything like traditional robots. They don't have robotic arms or shiny gears. However, they can achieve some things that the traditional robots can't. For example, these robots have self-healing capability. Fuck. Something that traditional robots lack. Xenobots are also safer for human health and more environmentally friendly since they are biological machines. What the fuck is a biological machine?
Human health. What?
I don't know. Right?
Are we eating them?
It can't hurt. It can't harm you in any way because it's not poisonous. I imagine is what they're trying to go for there.
Until it picks up a pair of nunchucks, of course. Yeah.
But it's a way like animals won't be able to be extinct because if they keep doing this, then animals will always exist. They can't obviously recreate, which then I'm worried that the robot will try and bang the actual animal and kill it because it's robotic and it'll just crush straight through.
Well, I think right now it's mostly robot, and that's why it's only a millimeter. Is because they haven't figured out how to fully make the robot parts out of stem cell. Like I think it's like whatever the brain is the stem cell. So that's the living feature that makes it move, but it's surrounded by robot bits.
Got you.
Yeah. Like a millimeter is not very big. Like that's tiny. Like that you can barely see that.
Can you imagine how small those gears and stuff look?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
God, imagine
Yeah,
putting it
science
together.
is crazy.
Like that. Little tweezers. Like, my fucking god!
We've seen this in Black Mirror though with the bees, right? The bees they were using to repollinate the planet, and they were kind of like, right, set the bees to fucking kill.
Yeah,
done. Like,
Black Mirror is just the future. Like, just watch every episode. You're like, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen.
I bet TS. Have you seen Black Mirror? TS.
I've watched season 1.
Oh, so you started off with the pig fucking thing then?
The pig fucking, the game show, X Factory one, and the one where you can rewind your life in your eyes and stuff.
That Batarang is
Yeah,
awesome.
I haven't watched Black Mirror, but I've read enough about it. I'm like, yeah, I don't really need to read it. It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
So it is good.
It's fantastic, and it can't ever get bad because they're all individual stories. So that, you know, if there's a bad episode, you move on to the next one. You know, and it's quite a delightful show. Definitely worth watch. Now we have 10 minutes to talk about our distinguished guest today. Would you like to tell people all about your show? Did I time that right? Look at that. Look at that. As he's pouring the Guinness. Thank you.
Lovely day for a Guinness.
Lovely day for a Guinness. Cheers, my friend. Cheers. Cheers, everyone, actually.
Cheers.
Yeah, to our listeners watching right now. All
Yeah.
three of you.
So I started my podcast in August. I started my website angrywhitedad.ca or .com for the Americans.ca for the Canadians. I got to keep the Canadian content providing agency happy. They promote .ca websites. So I have both. It goes to the same place. And I was writing because I was laid off in February because my position was deemed irrelevant for the area that I worked in. So I worked at the company for 17 years, 13 straight. So I got a pretty decent severance package. Like, I'm not complaining. Right now I get paid to literally not work. So I started my website, and writing was good, but I hate writing too much. So I started my podcast, and I ended up going on one of the podcasts I contribute to right now. It's Out of Bounds with a Z podcast. It's an NFL American football podcast. And then they have a basketball one. Like I said, I wanted to be an NBA player, Charity Stripe commentary. So I got in with those guys. I have my Angry White Dad podcast as well. I do it all for free at the moment because I literally cannot make money. If I make a cent, my severance gets cut off. So that's what I'm doing right now. I ended up going back to school because I got some government funding to re-educate myself to re-enter the workplace. God bless Canada and social programs.
Nice. What do you like to talk about on your show? What's the kind of theme?
So sports, I try and keep in there because it keeps me calm. But it's mostly I want to try and educate people and bring awareness to issues like, especially politics. I hate politics, like how angry they make me, but they need to be paid attention to. Like, what happened in America is going to happen in Canada if we don't fucking wake up. Like I said, one of the members of parliament in Manitoba wore a MAGA hat at a party, had pictures taken with it, and is refusing to acknowledge that it's her. And our premier of Ontario, the province that I live in, everybody voted for him because he's like, I'm for business, America, our Ontario first. Like, we literally have Ontario strong groups and stuff. And he 2 years ago, he did a photo op with the Proud Boys of Canada, and they named him Proud Boys of the Month. So we need to wake the fuck up. And that was one of the reasons I started my podcast.
A show as charged as yours, I bet, like, the stuff that's been happening sort of the other day was kind of like, whoa, we got some shit to talk about, son.
Yeah, no, like on my latest episode was me with two of the guys from the other podcasts that I do. The three guys that I do podcasting with, they live in America. So I was just like, hey guys, my platform, come on, let's fucking just dish. No notes, just fucking let it rip. And I was on there we did it for like an hour and 45 because they just need to get it off their chest. Yeah. And the one guy was like, I can go for an hour more.
I gotta say, we were recording a live show with a couple of our American co-hosts, David Rabe, who's in Santa Ana, and Tom Bruner, who's in Vermont. And as this happened, we were recording the show. I don't know if you said you probably watched it. Did you watch the show on Wednesday? I think you mentioned that you probably watched it.
I watched. I watched a bit of it. Yeah, like I was checking it out. Yeah, I remember you guys getting into that. Like it was fucked. Like when that was happening, I missed it live, but I was watching the. Yeah.
Yeah. He was very worried about it. You know, it's worrying, scary. But it's good to be able to offload about it though and talk about it. What's your NFL team?
My NFL team is Buffalo Bills because in where I grew up is about 2 hours away from Buffalo. So
nice.
I love them. Super Bowl, baby.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. So our team has literally imploded since the Washington game. We will take the Browns out. I swear to you, we're taking the Browns out. But when we play you in the divisional round, I want Buffalo to go all the way. I really do.
I actually picked Pittsburgh in the latest episode that I just uploaded before coming on with you guys, but because Cleveland's coach is out, but I kind of laced into Pittsburgh the last few weeks on the podcast. Like I held them to task.
Really?
My co-host, because at halftime, like, where the fuck did his arm come from? Like, I think I said there was like shenanigans happening in the locker room. Like, there's no way I was like basically alluded to steroids in the locker room from Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah. We'll
talk after this, mate. We'll have a chat after this. All right.
Yeah,
I feel with his head. But yeah, it's like I was like Roethlisberger. Like I had no idea where he came from, but then I held the Colts to task as well for letting that happen.
I think we should do like an NFL thing one year, just like a poll. No, not a poll, like a wager whether we follow through for the season. I don't know. I mean, I don't have an NFL team. I just like the NFL, right? So this year, what I did is I let the USUK guys choose the team for me just for the season, and they chose me the Raiders, right? Which has been fun. I don't support them. I just follow them. I just watch them, and that's a team to focus on and watch for their journey, because you can sit and watch the Red Zone, but it's nice to watch a full game. Yeah. There you go. And they're a new team this year, aren't they? It's like sort of like Las Vegas Raiders, baby. Like the paint's still not dry yet, so it was quite nice. Adam Weaver says, "Woo, Canada!" So woo, you got a woo there. And Adam Weaver also added, "America is crazy. It is crazy, but we love you, America." So yeah, what have you learned since you started doing your podcast, Sean? What are the lessons that you've picked up?
At the beginning, I tried to go off the cuff a lot of times with some of my monologues and different things like that. And I learned I had to create notes because it was just some issues would get me so riled up that it was like, I don't know if they had, it's like NR not rated, like past R rated. Like I would just lace into people and like say things that I was like, I'll keep it on there because I said it and I'm not going to take it back. But it was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said it that way for that. So I was just like, I need to write out my monologues. Sports stuff I can talk about off the cuff, like with the NBA and like the Toronto Raptors. All I would do is screenshot plays and then I'd pull them up and just talk about them because I know my basketball. I know different, like I played basketball growing up. And my dad coached basketball, so I understand different concepts, on the court. But when it comes to politics, like a no holds bar, like you're a fucking asshole, idiot, blah 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 blah.
I mean, we like to stay away from politics quite a bit, but it does pop up. It does show itself. It's
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We broke up a little bit, but I guess it stopped. Yeah, politics is one of those things. It's one of those things you can do if you think you're brave. I think you're brave. I do applaud you for doing, sort of venturing down there, and even, say like you're not a big politics fan, but sort of like talking a lot about what's going on, which a lot of people are avoiding right now, is very brave. So hats off to you, man. Hats off to you for doing that.
Absolutely.
I think we've lost Sean.
Has he gone?
I don't
Is
know.
it enough?
Yeah, he's been like, fuck those guys.
Yeah.
It's called USUK, and they're both UK. That's what it's all about.
Can't be dealing with this shit anymore.
Yeah. I'm sure. He's gone. Wait for him to come back.
I mean, at least it happened right at the death of the episode, rather than
Yeah.
Right
I mean, we had a good time, didn't we?
You've had a good run, mate. You've had a good run.
I did have a good run. I didn't fuck up once.
There he is.
Sorry, guys. Like I said, 15 megabytes per second.
Mate, I've lived with internet like that for the last year. This is the first week I'm doing the Weekly Bazaar with like decent internet and stuff, which is why I was saying that things haven't fucked up for me this week. But no, Sean, thank you very much for joining us on this show. How can people find your podcast? Which is there, by the way. I'm going to share the picture while we're waiting for the things to catch up.
Can you hear me?
It's the Angry White Dad podcast. Yeah, it's a bit slow, Sean. These sort of things happen from time to time. Bless
Sorry,
you.
I'm better internet on Monday.
Oh, bless you. What we'll do...
I live in the boonies in Canada.
Oh, right, that explains a lot then. That explains an awful lot. Send us some links for your podcasts, Sean, and we will we'll share them on our group. I would love for you guys to check out Sean's podcast, which is Angry White Dad, and give him a follow. You on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, Sean? I'm going to check.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, an Angry White Dad on Twitter, at an Angry White Dad on Instagram, Facebook.com/an Angry White Dad. N as an AN.
Yes, there you go. And we'll I'd love to come and talk about sports with you. It's an interesting story for me because like
Yeah.
the last 3 years I've been getting into American sports, and the guys from Schwen Sports, I'll show you. The logo is right there. No, there you go. Schwen Sports on Facebook. A group of guys that just get together and talk about sports, but I explain my situation to them, that I'm a British guy. I've lived up with proper football, not this fucking hand-egg bollocks that you guys watch. Can you help me out with learning shit about it? And they did. They took me under the wing, and it's good fun. I'm feeling a bit of air because Sean's struggling there. TS, while Sean's rebooting and stuff, do you want to talk to the listeners about what you guys have been doing on your show?
Yeah, so it's a pleasure to finally do double duty for USUK. I love it. It's good fun.
Yeah,
but yeah,
nice.
USUK Chronicles, guys, come check us out. We've had Daniel Hills this week. He is the genius behind Doodles from My Brain. He creates loads of artwork and he's released books. And he's got like a prompt book, so you can like got eyes and teeth, and you can draw faces and that sort of thing. So come and check out our episode, which came out last Wednesday. Next week, it's now been announced as well. Next week, we've got the Chronicles of Mitchell Ems. He is a musician, solo artist who was on The Voice UK. He did Stars in Your Eyes Kids. He currently does backing vocals for the backing band in Strictly Come Dancing. We talk about his touring life with the band Toxic Federation. We talk about his solo career. It's amazing. It's a girthy interview, so we're going to change the episode up a little bit for next week. But yeah, come check out USUK Chronicles with me and Jamie Westwood. You know, come live the dream and come and slice us on a chopping board.
Nice. I like that. And things are changing very quickly for us at USUK. What's the Difference is now going to appear on YouTube every week. Here is us with the amazing Brian Graydon, co-creator of South Park, and ran MTV for 13 years. This is just a perfect example of the type of podcasts that you're going to find. And you guys have sexified things up on YouTube as well. I've got to say, Sean, I got to commend you on not losing your absolute shit right now, because he's been in and out of this chat. I'd have been like, fuck this shit and fuck that. Like, we have a website that's been launched on Monday as well. A brand new website made for us by our friends at Web Orchard. I haven't got a logo to bring up on the screen yet, but I will do once it's launched. So big shout out to the guys at Web Orchard. If you need a website either side of the continent, make sure you check out the Web Orchard and speak to Pete there. He'll sort you out with a great website that looks as sexy as ours. We'll show you next week. one last thing I want to mention as well before we get the fuck out of here is back when we were doing Thorskin, we did these amazing Star Wars specials with the amazing Eric Fluger. I designed them as podcasts. You could sit with a glass of whiskey and enjoy the sound of the crackling fire and just slowly meander through those films with Eric, who's a genius at Star Wars lore and just talking in general. And we brought them back. We brought them from Thorskin to USUK because we didn't want to lose those bits of audio. They were amazing. And we're going to add to them as well. Me and Eric, we have many great plans. He's working his ass off, making stuff for us to make together. Sean, have we got you at the moment, or are you frozen up still?
I think he's gone.
Yeah. Guy, he's joined it with a different... there he is. Hello?
Sorry. Hey.
There you go.
Back.
You're back. Do you want to give your podcast one last shout out before we get out of here, buddy?
Sure. Yeah. Just go to angrywhite.com or .ca, and I have all the links for everything on there. That's my website. You can find access to everything. That's where I started first, so you can just go there. Changing it up. I want to have guests all the time, so you guys are definitely coming on my podcast to talk about sports and different things like that. Like politics you want to get into, I want to learn about it. As you guys are like 100, like a couple you guys have had happens going to happen here.
Yeah, probably, maybe, hopefully. I don't know. What do we want a revolution? Do people want a revolution? I don't know. It's good for some people, but like I think at the moment what they're arguing about in Trump is kind of irrelevant to what's been going on with the rest of the world now. They've got sore bums over the loss. It's not like we need to sort the economy out, or this COVID thing's really bad, or is it's like we want Trump as president still. I just don't understand that. Or maybe I'm being dumb. I don't know. But let's
no. One of the guys, Marcus, said basically they think of him as their deity, and that's the problem.
Yeah, definitely a cult. You're in a cult, people. You are in one of those things you complain about. Right, let's get the fuck out of here. Thank you very much, Sean, for joining us on this show. Have you got any last words before I kick you out of this show?
No, this was tons of fun. You guys have a great show. I'm glad I found your podcast now. I know there's something for the rotation. Probably won't watch it live because I have a son and it's like 2:30 in the afternoon here. I'm not allowed to get day drunk that much, but
it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for joining us. You're welcome back on USUK anytime. TS, thank you very much for joining me on this week's show. It's been a very odd feel, but I've enjoyed it. I really have. It's a new show, new experience now, and it's beautiful to have you along with us.
Well, I'm thank you, man. I'm glad to be here. So thank you for having me. I hope I did it justice for Lucy and Shane.
Yes. And good luck to Lucy and Shane. We'll get them back on the show. I said they're friends of ours still, we're family still, so they'll come on as guests. But thank you very much for this week. And for the next few weeks, you're going to cover for us until you get covered. And guys, thank you very much for joining us. Make sure you hit us up at usuk.podbean.com to be able to subscribe and listen to all of our shows. We will catch you guys next week, and peace out.